Hey VC, it's Chad. So it's been a while, maybe 2 weeks since I made a video. Um, I bought tons of stuff and it's crowding up my floor here. So I want to start filing some of this away. So I figured I should make some videos. Um, the last weekend in April, I went to a Facebook sale, like a sale I saw in the Facebook store or whatever, it's marketplace maybe, um, advertising thousands of records for sale. So I checked that out and I found some amazing stuff. Not necessarily cheap, but amazing. So let me get started here. Actually, I picked up like 3 records, like brand new, that I just wanted to show here. The first one here is the new Sleep, the Sciences. This one is the clear green vinyl copy on Third Man Records. So the funny thing is that Sleep dropped this new album the day before Record Store Day and released a split color version that was super limited. None of the stores near me got it, which is pretty odd because they usually stock Third Man stuff and they do pretty well. So, but I wasn't able to get it, but I was able to put my name on the list to get a copy of the green retail version, which also sold out very quickly. So this is Sleep. Matt Pike and those guys are back with a Doom masterpiece. It's been a while. They picked up where they left off. So I've listened to this a few times. It's pretty classic Sleep. So this is a double LP, and check it out. The Sciences from Sleep. So here, real quick, I got this in the mail. This was a pre-order. This is the double LP limited edition of the soundtrack for the movie Kung Fury. And if you're not familiar with Kung Fury, it was like an internet sensation. It's only like 15 to maybe a half hour long. It's just over the top. There's like Hitler and dinosaurs and lots of kung fu and David Hasselhoff. So the soundtrack I've had since it came out. And then they released this with extra stuff with another LP, so I had to pick it up. Amazing cover art here, very 80s influenced, and Kung Fury, I don't regret this at all. And the last thing I got here is my last Record Store Day purchase that I had a friend in the UK hook it up because this was a UK release. This is a double LP with an extra LP of bonus tracks for the very first Suede album. This I did not have on vinyl at all. I've had this CD probably since the 90s. Suede is a classic Britpop band, highly influential on all the other bands that come, Oasis, Blur, etc., around the same time. This is a really great album, lots of singles, and Suede put out a large, like 3 to 4 records in a row that were really great, so I need to start getting those. But this first one, it's on silver vinyl. It sounds pretty decent too, so I was happy to pick this up. It wasn't cheap with the shipping, but I needed it, so yeah, sweet. Okay, so that's all the new stuff I wanted to show this week. So let's get into some of these sales. Some of these are actually I picked up in some local stores, but I guess it doesn't matter for your purpose. The first thing I'm going to show here is a 10-inch. It's the People of the Sun, Rage Against the Machine. This was pretty cheap, so I picked it up. I only have the first Rage Against the Machine. And this was from their one of their later albums with some live songs and whatnot. So it's on black vinyl. Rage Against the Machine. So here is another Captain Beefheart record. This is the Full Moon in Cowtown live 1974 radio broadcast. And I found this at my local store that I go to weekly or so. In the used bin, he gave me a great deal on it, so it's really good. I'm not exactly sure which, I didn't look to see. It's from, I think, Mirror Man sessions and Safe as Milk, some of those songs as well. Sounds great. I think Discogs lists this as a bootleg. It's on Let Them Eat vinyl, but who knows if it's official or not. So, Captain Beefheart. Sounds good, 180 grams. So, here's some more stuff that I found at actually Half Price Books. I've shown this band a few times, and I didn't have these on vinyl, but I have the cassettes. It is the first, well actually the second and third record from Megadeth, Dave Mustaine and Company. These are original pressings on Capitol with the rainbow labels. They have lyric inserts, etc. So P sells, but who's buying? And so far so good, so what? So I just need an original Rust in Peace, and I'd be happy with my collection where it is. These are really great Megadeth albums. Off of Anarchy in the UK cover on here, and my favorite song on So Far So Good, So What. Maybe my favorite Megadeth song is In My Darkest Hour, which was on the Decline of the Western Civilization soundtrack. So I was happy to pick these up, and they were actually a little less than what you'd pay for a new reissue, so that was pretty sweet. And they're in pretty nice condition. So, alright, so now we're into some of the stuff that I found at this local sale. This was the last minute find there. This was a record they actually released on Record Store Day. I didn't really think much about picking it up because I didn't get the other ones, but it's the Sundays. I think you pronounce, I've heard people talk about it. Actually, it's reading, writing, and arithmetic, but I think it might be Reading, you know, the play on Reading in the UK. But this is a really great pop album from 1990. The song I know from the Sundays on here is Here's Where the Story Ends, but the vocals on here from Harriet Wheeler. She has an amazing voice. This is an original copy on Rough Trade, so it was fairly reasonable, definitely less than what that reissue on Record Store Day cost, so Sundays. Here was an awesome find. It was mispriced, I believe, as a reissue, and from what I can tell, maybe somebody could help me. As far as Discogs and everything, it points to being a first pressing, but it is, the replacements stink. Kids Don't Follow +7, and this has the stamped cover on both sides in this little, I don't know if this is the barcode or if that's supposed to be 4. But everything I found on it has pointed to being a first pressing, so if you can tell me otherwise, let me know. But it's a really great replacements record, and I was happy to pick this up for a really nice price. So here is one that wasn't from the sale. It was from my local store, and I listened to this one a lot. And it's been shown in the VC before. It's the Electric Mud record from Muddy Waters, and this is a later reissue on Cadet concept. Basically, only thing wrong with this record, it's a cutout, and the labels look like somebody, you know, wiped it off and they started to hit the label and it started to fade on the edges. But I want to say I paid like $8 for this, so that was a really great price. The record plays really clean, so it's a gatefold. I know Third Man or somebody, I think, just reissued this record, so I was happy to pick this up from for the price, and it's a really great record. The Electric Mud from Muddy Waters. This one is actually a half-price books find. I'm doing a lazy job here of mixing all these together, but at least I know where I got them. This is the double LP from Syd Barrett, and it collects his first two solo records, the Madcap Laughs and Barrett, onto two LPs in a gatefold. This is on the Harvest label, so really great stuff. I didn't have either of those on vinyl, so I was happy to pick that up. There was another Facebook that group find. It's not in the best condition. The vinyl's okay. Somebody wrote their name or something on the actual label, so I might look to upgrade this at some point, but for now it's good. Last month I had showed a copy of Lust for Life, and this is an original copy of The Idiot from Iggy Pop. What can you say about okay, so somebody actually wrote their name on the back, it wasn't the label, and they put their address on the label, so in case you want to mail it back to them. Sister Midnight and Nightclubbing are amazing tracks on here, but and China Girl as well, which David Bowie wrote or co-wrote with Iggy Pop. That would be The Idiot. Here is was another cheap record I found. It's not in the greatest. The vinyl isn't mint, but it's Fate Can Be Just As Good from the Blonde Redhead, and this was released on Touch and Go Records in 1997. During this time, I saw Blonde Redhead probably 2 to 3 times. They were awesome live. If you're not familiar, they're like an indie band with 3 members. 2 of them are twins. One plays the drums and the other plays guitar. They have a really cute, I guess I shouldn't say that, but a really cute Asian girl that plays bass. And, or actually, does she play guitar? I forget. And did they have 4 members? I don't. My brain is a little foggy. I think they had 3 members only. But anyways, Blonde Redhead, Fate Can Be Just As Good, and this was a good record. I actually showed this on the Facebook group. I don't remember if I actually talked about this record before, but it is MC5 Hi Time. This is an original gatefold on Atlantic, and the thing is that when I opened this record up, a bunch of weed crumbles fell out of it, like somebody used it to roll some joints or something. So the literal title, High Time, so I guess they got the most out of this record, so really great. This is the 3rd MC5 record, and I believe I have all originals of all 3. I've showed Kick Out the Jams. I probably have 5 or 6 copies of that one, and High Times. Here's a few jazz records I picked up. I'll show these 2 together. These were at a store that I go to. That it was just in the regular bins, not in the new arrivals. I don't know how I missed these before, but they were having a sale. This might have been on Record Store Day, and I got these for like 40% off or something. It's two of the later records from Ornette Coleman, and I feel like I've shown these before, but maybe not. One is Body Meta, and the other one is Dancing in Your Head. This one is on Horizon, and this one is on Artist House. And this was supposed to come, one of these were supposed to come with a booklet, and that was actually missing. But the vinyl is super clean on both of them, and the jackets are nice, so that's all. This one is actually a promo, not for sale as well. But these are really great fusion records from Ornette Coleman, so that's right up my alley. These are from late 70s, 77 and 78, so awesome stuff. So here is a record from that I picked up at my one of my local stores, not a store, but a guy I buy from. He recommended this, and I also noticed that it was on the Delmark label, which Andrew at Tales from the Crate and Danny over at Not Enough Records actually showed some recently as well. And it is a white label promo, and it's Roosevelt Sykes, Feel Like Blowing My Horn. And Roosevelt Sykes, from what I can tell, or as much as I know by listening to this, is a pianist, and he plays blues, and this record is blues and jazz influenced. So for what I paid for it, and from what I listened to, a few times, it's pretty great. So looking forward to finding some more stuff on Delmark. So the next one is a novelty record, and it was actually a gift from the guy that I buy records from, because he knows I collect this kind of stuff. So it's the Groovie Goolies, and this one is on, doesn't say Dynaflex, but it's on the orange RCA label, and this is probably like the flexiest. It's more flexy than some of the Dynaflex stuff that I got. Really nice copy, really fun pop stuff based on the Saturday morning cartoon from the early 70s, Groovie Goolies. Really nice gift for me. So that record just ended. It was actually something I just picked up a couple hours ago at Half Price Books. It is the third record from Tyrannosaurus Rex, Unicorn. This is a gatefold release. It actually has a little drill hole here, but it's a nice copy on Blue Thumb. I didn't have this one before. It's the first time I've actually ever seen this in a store, so I had to pick it up. It didn't come, some of them came with like a huge poster, but this one didn't, but whatever. Tyrannosaurus Rex. I have a couple here, a couple more. This was from the Facebook sale, and it's a single from Ministry. It's the Nature of Love, and this is on Wax Tracks. There's only two tracks on here, one on each side, and one is just a remix of the Nature of Love. So I always pick up Ministry records when I see them. Here is another sale find. It's the Loaded from Velvet Underground, and this record got super expensive over the last few years, and I haven't been able to pick it up. I didn't want to pay what people were asking for it, so this is an original copy on Cotillion. I think there's a seam split or something on the top, but the vinyl's nice, and I'm pretty happy with this copy, I guess. Yeah, so Loaded. trying to get through these as quick as I can. I showed this before. I'm trying to think, maybe on a contest video or something like that. The first record. This is their second record from the band Gun, and this is Gun Sight, and this is on a yellow Epic label in stereo. This came out in I don't know what year, but it's Gun. It's you know, some hard rock stuff. Not sure the year, but it's pretty good. I like it probably as much or better than the first record. Here's one I just realized I bought. I didn't listen to it yet, but this is a record on Yazoo, and it's an original pressing with black labels. Got this at somewhere locally, and it was really cheap. This is the a comp of blues from St. Louis from 1929 to 1933. I've been picking up Yazoo comps based on Danny over at Not Enough Records. So anytime I see him, I pick him up. I need to probably give these a better listen, but at least I have them for now. And that's it. I have one more record here. This was a really holy grail for me. I paid up for it. Had no regrets whatsoever. The record is super clean. It is a first pressing of Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. This is a UK copy. It's got the rounded insert, inner sleeve at least. It's got the textured cover. The vinyl is near mint or mint, and I had a Rhino reissue from maybe the late 2000s or something. I don't remember, but this one definitely sounds better than that one, and I'll probably keep that one though. But I was really excited when I saw this. He actually had originals of all the records and tons of singles, but they were I had to let them go because I had too much other stuff and only so much cash. So hopefully I can go back to that sale at some point and grab some of the other stuff, because I have an original of the comp, which is, the name is escaping me right now, but I don't have an original of the second record. So but Unknown Pleasures is my favorite, and I'm really happy with that. So that's the records I picked up at the end of April, and I probably have another full box of records that I just was at a record fair on Friday, and I sold some records, so I was able to kind of trade some records for some new records, and been to the different record stores and got lots of great stuff. I'll do that in a separate video, maybe later this week or next week. I have one more record fair coming up in 2 weeks that I'm looking forward to, and then hopefully in June, I'm going to take June and July, I'm going to try to take a break from buying a lot of records at least. But that's about it. So thanks for watching.